All right, so I'm so excited today here in Orlando, Florida. We just finished our day one at annual user conference of North Star, and Becky Salaun, who is a dear friend, longtime friend, who agreed to talk to me today on my podcast. The story goes like this. I met Becky close to 13 years ago while I was doing the implementation at Bonita Bay Club. And some people create an impact in your life. And I'm just blessed to be surrounded by so many people. And certainly Becky is one of them. She has an amazing personality, kind heart, and the kind of courage she gave me in my life that I would like to call her my guiding star and inspiration for sure. Thank you very much, Becky.
Why, thank you, Shazad.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's very sweet of you.
absolutely. So I told you, Becky, that when I met you the first time, how impressed I was in terms of your patience, in terms of what you did during the whole implementation, and how you helped me. Back in the days when I started with North Star 2005 and onward, I met so many people like yourself who helped me becoming who I am today, and I can never forget the kindness and the support I always received from people like you, and I definitely count on you all the time.
Well, thank you, because it touches my heart, because, you never know what impact you have done in other people's lives or what the impact that they have done on your life, and I feel the same way about you too, because you're always out there in my memory, and I remember those conversations, and you were just starting off, and I was kind of just starting off with Dan Miles. He was a
Right.
new GM,
Yeah.
and I wanted this implementation to go so well, and I think we worked so well together as a team,
Yeah.
because I understood that we had to work as a team for it to
Yeah.
go good.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And you were just starting off with a family. Now you boys are grown. Every time I see, all these families that I knew, and I just feel a little older, which I am a little older. But
Yeah.
but it's wonderful. It's
Yeah,
wonderful
yeah.
that to know that you still remember me.
Oh, absolutely.
And I hope we're
Absolutely.
dear friends.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I always tell people that my father, when I was growing up, he told me that always respect women because you're surrounded by them, and they are the ones from the hospital when you're born, taking care of you, all the way when you die as a nurse who's helping you. And obviously, I've been blessed to have so many good teachers. Those were females. My mom, who created a huge impact in my life. And I remember during the Bonita Bay time when I was living in Pelican Sound and Country Club back then, Mom came to United States for the first time.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
those.
You were
those
so happy that she was here.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just missed my mother every single day I had been to US because when you come from a third world country, the kind of luxury you end up enjoying here in this country, you start thinking about the people because of which you end up having these, right? So I missed every single day of my life when I was here because I was enjoying all of these things because of her. So when she came, I felt so fulfilled that maybe I'll be able to let her enjoy these too. So anyways, Becky, today is all about you, not about me. So we're gonna start with who was Becky when she was a baby? Like the kind of household, siblings, where were you born? What are your beautiful memories as a young Becky?
As a young Becky, I was raised with, my parents were immigrants from Cuba. And they came here with not a lot of money, with 4 girls. My mom was 21 by the time she had 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was young.
Yes.
Yeah, and they came here not with a lot of money, and they were, struggling, and they had the 4 little girls, and then my sister Ruthie came along, and unfortunately she passed away in 2019, and then I came along, and it was in the 60s. you know, and I have fun memories of that time, even though we didn't have a lot of money. It was just, life was fun. I mean, I feel, you know, we're from New York, and or I was born from New York, and it was just, I think of it of, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Norman Rockwell. It was just a small little town. It's called Portchester, and I remember, you know, growing up with my sister Ruthie, and it would snow, and we would go through the snow, and we'd say, we're struggling, we're climbing the mountain, just having fun.
Yeah.
And we were outside all the time. And people
Yeah.
say that, you know, it's from the past, but that's how it was. We were just outside all the time. We'd come in when it started getting dark.
Yeah. So like after school, you would just go out and have fun with your friends?
We just, and we would walk to school.
Right.
School was 1.5 miles. We all walked by ourselves. It's not like, you know, me and my sister.
Right.
It's not, it's just, it was a different era, you know. You just don't do that with kids today, but we just were just outside, and we walked to school. It was 1 mile, maybe even a little long. No, it was about 1 mile.
Yeah.
But that's, we walked there, we walked back, you know. So it was a different time. So I remember that as, you know, it was a great time. And then I remember, you know, when I guess I turned 11, we moved into a bigger apartment, and it was a high rise. It was just but I felt like all of a sudden we were rich, you know, because now we were in this little tiny apartment, all of us, and now we got into a bigger apartment. Wow, we hit gold, you know. So it's all relative to what people think.
Absolutely.
So just little by little, it grew. And
so out of the 4 sisters, or 3 sisters?
5 sisters.
5 sisters, okay.
I'm the sixth,
Sixth.
the baby.
Oh, you're the youngest.
I'm the youngest.
So you just mentioned the name Ruthie?
Ruth. Mercedes Ruth.
Mercedes Ruth.
Yeah, Mercedes Ruth was her name, but we called her Ruthie.
Okay. Was she the oldest?
No, she was 2 years. Me and her were the close age.
Okay.
My oldest is still alive. I've lost 2 sisters. Ruthie was one of them. But anyway, you know.
So growing up, you guys were very close, all 5 of you?
We were very close.
Yeah.
Yes, we were.
Did you guys used to fight?
Oh my
As
God.
sisters? 5 sisters?
Horrible fights.
Yeah?
Me and Ruthie had some fights, but I remember, oh my God, there was some pulling hair, and it was just mean old drag out fights, you know, that girls could, you know. And I remember, I mean, during that time they were teasing hair, and we had the big rollers.
Yeah.
It's they would, but then, you know, then they started having kids, you know. I became an aunt. I was 7 years old. My nephew's only 7 years younger than me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's like 58. Yeah, I know. That's my nephew. I know.
That's awesome.
I
That's
know.
Awesome. So how was the relationship with mom and dad?
It was good.
Yeah.
My dad was not that great because he worked. I just never saw him. He was working all the time.
He was providing for the family?
He was providing for the family. My mom worked too.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah. But having a big family is a huge responsibility, right? I mean, 5 kids and
6 kids,
6
and
kids.
you know, and at times, you know, when I was younger, I would get mad, like, why wasn't he home, or why did my mom have to work, you know. But as I get older, I started viewing them more as a person and not so much as my parents. You know what? When you put yourself in their shoes, and you start to understand, hey, maybe, you know, I get them a little bit more. You know,
definitely they give priority to work because of you guys, right? It's a huge responsibility on them.
And being immigrants too, they just felt like they have to work, you know, to make ends meet. It's not like they had a big education but you know, my mom, I mean, we all loved, our mom was our life, you know. When she passed, it was like somebody took I always describe it when my mom passed, it was like an umbilical cord was cut again, and I had that pain inside my gut because I couldn't stop crying. I just, you know, there was a love there for her, because she was, you know, even with all the different, you know, that my sisters would sometimes blame my mom, you know, I looked at her we all loved her, no matter what. We just loved her because she was just very loving. And she, always with her, it's with a mother, you feel that unconditional love.
Oh, absolutely.
Like nobody will
Yeah,
love you like they do.
Huge support. Like no matter what you do, you
You could
want to
do-
share everything with your mom, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You want to tell her all the good stuff, and
And
when you're
she'll
down-
love you no matter what.
Absolutely.
No matter what.
And this is amazing.
Yeah, it
absolutely.
is. There's a certain love about a
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah. So, what kind of relationship your parents had between each other? Like, are they like getting along with each other? They were like in love with each other. They got married as a high school sweethearts. What kind of?
They got married young. My
Yeah.
mom was 18.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure they did love each other at one time.
Yeah. They were busy.
They were busy,
Raising 6 kids.
With 6 kids and
Yeah,
stuff.
there must be some love between them.
Yeah. And at times I thought, well, maybe they shouldn't have stayed married, but and I didn't realize how much my mother really loved my father until he died. I thought that she would be okay, but she wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was
he
the
was
love
her
of
life.
life.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, and she took care of him, for so many years because he got ill, and she just took care of him like,
A good wife does.
a good wife does.
Yeah.
My mom was a good, she
yeah.
took care of him really well.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what I learned when I had to take care of my husband.
Yeah, absolutely.
When he got sick.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
He was, she was a nurturer. My mother, I said she missed her calling. She should have been a nurse because she was just she would literally give the shirt off her back for anybody.
Yeah.
And she was always taking care of people.
Yeah.
Unfortunately to her, she didn't take care of herself as much as she should have
Yeah.
because she was always taking care of other people.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's a sign of a leader. You don't need a rank, right?
No.
You just take care of everybody around you, right? That's a sign of a leader. And your mom
Yeah,
was a
she
leader.
did. She did. And she went, she became a grandmother at 38 years old. And then she started, from taking care of her daughters, then it was all her grandkids. She had 14 grandkids.
Oh, wow.
And she was always taking care of them. So, and then my father. So, yeah, she was just a nurturer.
Yeah.
She was a healer.
Yeah.
We call my mom, I think our lineage, and I talk about my niece this because she says, our family, the girls especially, are healers.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, tell me about your education in terms of like, were you a good student or?
No.
No.
I could have been a better student, but religion came in the way. My sisters became Jehovah's Witnesses, and then my mother became a Jehovah's Witnesses. So they weren't strong. If you know anything about the religion, they weren't. They didn't encourage education because the world is going to end.
Okay.
Okay, so I had that going against me.
Yeah. But since I know you, I've always found you experimenting, learning new stuff.
Oh, I love learning.
Yeah.
Well, because when I left the religion when I was 21,
Okay.
I finally said, I'm done. It was
Okay.
more like, we could say a cult.
Cult.
A cult. They
not
were a
really
cult.
religion, Yes.
They try to make you feel guilty about everything you did. And when I left, it was like, I don't know, it was like this weight was off my shoulders.
Yeah.
Then I wanted to start bettering myself. So I went to work for the country club, and then I was a nanny for a very wealthy family.
Okay.
I worked in a 50-room house, and I traveled all around the world
Oh my God.
with them. Stayed in the best hotels.
Oh, wow.
So I traveled the world. So I got that in my early
Exposure.
in my early 20s.
Oh, wow.
And I'm still
Yeah.
in contact with the kids.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, they still text me and say they love me, and
Yeah.
I had an impact on their life.
Yeah.
When they were
absolutely.
babies.
Yes.
So that I felt good about that.
Yeah.
But then I decided to go back to school.
Okay.
And so I went, at that time it was secretarial school.
Okay.
So I learned how to be a secretary, so I worked for a school system, and I was in the admin, and that's when computers were just coming out. I worked on the first Mac.
Oh,
It was
really?
just this little Mac, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and computers always fascinated me, and I don't know. People say, you know, even when I started doing IT at Bonita Bay Club, one of the members go, "How do you know this stuff?"
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because I was never taught.
Right.
But at that time, nobody. There was a lot of people learning. The internet was just coming.
Yeah,
You know, it was
yeah.
just all new.
Yeah.
Just like AI is new now.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
that time,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I say I must have had another life because it just came natural to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I picked it up like right away.
Yeah. So at one point at Bonita Bay, you were also director of IT
Yes.
and communication.
And communications.
But now you are director of communication.
Just communications because
Yes.
IT has grown so fast.
Yes.
And Mark
Right.
Bieneman, who's the
Yes.
IT director,
Right.
he was director of IT and communications at one club. And
Right.
he wanted IT, I
Right.
wanted communications, so
Yes.
it kind of fell into place.
Yes, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and that's good because he's,
Yeah.
you know how IT, I mean, they have a certain personality.
Yes.
You
yes,
know?
Yes. But you,
yeah,
and
I
then
was.
you were managing it pretty well, and then.
Yeah, I always
know.
had a third party for
Yes.
all the real techie stuff like servers. But I've learned,
Yeah.
because it was new, I've learned so much. It's like an IT person can't talk to me and pull the wool over my eyes.
Correct.
You know what I
Correct.
mean?
Yeah.
Because I know too much.
Yeah, yeah. And you knew the language of the business, so you were talking to the end users, understanding their needs, translating it to the technology guy. Right?
Yes.
So I think that bridge was amazing for that club.
Yes, it
Yeah,
was. It
yeah.
was. And I think I've helped Mark. I mean, I do know, you know, the whole infrastructure, and he's just making it better, which is good because, you know, when I was doing both, I never could dedicate or have a strategic plan for either one.
Yeah.
I was just kind of just getting by because it was just so much.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
our club was so big.
Right.
You know, so I knew a little bit of everything.
Okay.
You know, so now with communications, I'm able to handle it a little more strategically
Sure. Sure.
and trying. But you know, I'm never happy with the status quo. I'm always like, what
Yeah.
new
what's
thing can we
Yep,
do? What's
absolutely.
new? That's why I got into podcasting,
Yes,
like
yes,
you are. I'm like,
yes, yes.
oh, I think I can do that.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
And actually, I love it.
Yeah.
I think that's just another
Yeah,
form of.
because you're naturally people person, like you were saying. You know,
Yeah.
you're a nurturer, you connect really well with people, you're emotionally connected with people. So I think, you know, that's what you need when
Yeah.
you're doing podcasts and understanding people. So let's go back to that 20-year-old traveling around the world. So what happened after that?
After that, then I went back to school, secretarial school, and I started working for the school system. And then I got married in between with my
Oh, okay.
husband.
All right.
He was a food and beverage director at Westchester Country Club. That's where we met.
Okay.
Because my father worked there for 25 years,
Oh,
and
wow.
his uncle worked there for 25 years.
Okay. Westchester.
Westchester Country
Connect-
Club
Yeah. Okay.
in
All right.
Rye, New York.
Okay.
It's a big, old money club.
Mm-hmm.
And then my husband and I get married, and then, you know, we were living in New York and the winters, and it was depressing because I don't like the winters. It was
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
gloomy, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I'm a
No
sunshine
sun.
person.
Yeah.
So my mother had moved with my dad to Daytona. They were retired there.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to visit them during the winter, and I just fell in love with Florida and the
Yeah.
weather, and I'm like, this is where I need to be.
Okay.
So we decided to move, but in the interim, he was working at Westchester, and he met one of the members there was opening a club in Naples, Florida,
Mm.
the Audubon Country Club.
Oh, okay. They're
And,
customers of North Star.
Huh?
They're customers of North Star.
Yes. Well, we opened North Star. I mean,
Okay.
we opened
Okay.
Audubon
Audubon,
Country
okay.
Club. That's how we ended up moving here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so then, well, my husband really opened. I was just
Sure.
working there a little bit as a server.
Sure.
I'm like, until I found something. But I was before we moved, I was working for HP
Mm.
in New York.
Oh, okay.
So I had worked for them for about a year. And it's so funny because I think when I was working for them, you know how logos are made? HP at the time, you had to make the logo for everything you did. They would
Okay.
give you the H and the P, and then you'd have to make it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was, tells you how long ago, you
Yeah,
know, that
yeah,
was back in the
absolutely.
80s.
Yeah.
And then, so then we moved here and I got a job. Because I worked for HP, I was looking for jobs down here, but at that time, the pay for, nobody wanted to pay half of what I was making in New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
And their thing in Florida was like, well, someone has to pay for the son. And I looked at him like, really? So I said, okay. So I decided, I got a job for a short period of time. I didn't like it at all. Actually, it was the first job I ever got fired. Never got fired before. It was devastating.
Right.
But it was because I was working for a ma and pa job, and the girl that I was working close with was close with the wife, and me and her didn't get along. Her husband and his crew loved me because I was really good at what I was doing.
Right.
But again, it was a mom and pa, and I got fired because his wife didn't want me, and I'm like, okay. I was devastated because I never got fired before.
Yeah,
I'm a good worker.
Yeah.
But then part of me was like happy because I didn't like the job. So I said, okay, then I decided to go back to serving, even though I hated serving. But I became a bartender for 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I was a
Okay.
bartender for 7 years.
Oh, what a change.
I know. It was just like, but I loved what I was doing at the time, and it just worked out well because I worked at night, and during the day I can enjoy the sun. I was at the beach all the time.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, I have a little diverse.
Yeah.
So and then I said, I had my son, and then I said, you know, I don't like serving. I didn't like, you know, the instability of it. I said, I need to go back to office work or whatever. So I got my foot in the door at Bonita Bay Club as a server
Oh, okay. Okay.
for less than a year. And then I became their banquet and catering director.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I was doing all their weddings, all their
Yes.
parties, and
Yes.
and I was working back in, you know, I was back on the computer,
Right.
and back to where I wanted to be, and it was more stable. It was a full-time job,
Yeah.
and then the whole crash came in 2008 while I was doing that, and I was then at that time I was doing banquet and catering, and then I was doing communications.
Okay.
And it's funny how just life happens. And then the members were taking over.
Yes.
And that whole process. And I was their backbone. I was communicating between the members and the owner. And that's where IT just fell on my lap. One of the members came to me, and I became the contact with the IT from the owners and then they just kind of plopped it on my lap, and I just ran with it.
That's awesome. So tell me about the sickness of your husband. When did that happen? And because since I know you, I know that you had been taking care of him until.
Yeah. It just all of a sudden, I just got a phone call. He wasn't feeling good. He was he was working at Collier's Reserve at the time, and I was at Bonita Bay, and he was, no, not Collier's Reserve. He was working at Aston Gardens, and he was feeling dizzy. So he went to go get a test because they gave him medicine because they thought he had what is it when you're dizzy all the time? You have an inner ear infection, huh?
Cervical?
Yes. No, it starts with a V. Vertigo.
Vertigo, okay.
So they thought he had vertigo, so they gave him medicine, but it wasn't going away. So then I got a phone call. He got some tests or whatever, and I got a phone call at work, and he said, I have MS. He was 40 years old. 40, 41, around there. And I'm like, what? And I had no clue what MS. I didn't know about it. And that's where the story with the MS started, you know. He just, you know, and he got pretty advanced. He advanced quickly, you know, because you think 40, I mean, he had to be older. So he had it for 18 years. But it, you know, towards the end, he just got really bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is one thing I admire a lot about you. Like when I met you, I know that you had been taking care of your husband, and you were always smiling, and you never shared the stress. You know, of course, financial stress is one thing, but having, you know, going back to somebody who's not healthy is another level of stress. And I never you know, saw that in you, and until you told me that, you know, this is what you have to deal with, and you accepted him. And a lot of people I know in the United States especially, they end up, you know, leaving their spouses, especially the time when they need them the most. So I have utmost respect for you as an individual, as a woman of, you know, a golden heart, and, you know, so much power to this relationship, that you give so much value. And that's one of the reasons why I asked you the question in the start about, you know, what kind of household was it, because I think it adds a lot of value in our head when we see our parents loving each other, you know, being together for longer, even if, you know, they're not able to get along with each other, if they realize that, you know, they're not the best two individuals who needs to live together, but still, you know, they
Well,
stick together.
yeah, I know I learned that, but even though some of my sisters, I couldn't do what you did, you know, but I felt like the closest. I feel like I'm channeling my mother for some reason, you know, and because I learned that from her. It's like you don't, you know, you take care of somebody, especially when they're down. It's like, you know, you don't throw them away. It's like somebody, I couldn't do that. I have to leave them. I'm like, how could you do that? You don't.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
couldn't. No, it's like
Absolutely.
no. It's like, you know, when he's sick, I need to take care of him. And yeah, it was a struggle taking care of a young son, and my husband. And I feel, you know, guilt. I used to feel. I'm getting better about it, that I didn't take care of my son as well as I wanted to, because I was being pulled, you know. But I'm glad I did what I did, because had I not, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Absolutely.
And I needed to, because I needed to take care of my husband and my son. You know,
absolutely.
so I'm coming to terms with that, and this, you know, and you know, I loved my husband as much as, you know, there was, towards the end, it was very, very stressful. That's why there was actually, when we went in Indianapolis, we did a video with me, and you were playing it, North Star was playing it, and I told Robin, I said, take it off. I looked at that because it kind of brought back memories of how bad I looked. I in that video, for some reason, I felt like I looked like I was really stressed, and I probably was.
Yeah. And I've seen your, you know, pictures on Facebook with your son. I know you guys are traveling together. He's a grown man now.
Yeah.
So tell me about him. What is he doing? What is he up to? And you're bond with him.
Yeah, I love him. He loves me. You know, he lives with me. He's still finding. I mean, he's a little older, but he's still trying to find himself. He went to welding school, but he's finding it hard to go to. You know, and he was never a college person, which is fine. So he's trying to figure out his, you know, it's welding, but it's like IT. If you don't have experience, nobody hires you.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, so right now he's trying to be a little entrepreneur. He's buying and selling.
Okay.
You know, between a lot of other things and Pokemon cards and all this. I know where everybody, but he's not doing bad. He's doing pretty good.
That's good.
So I said, okay. I said, just whatever you do. I said, do it with passion. And make sure that you love what you're doing. You know. So he's my son. So I'll be there for him no matter what he finds.
I mean, one of the reasons why I started doing the podcast, because obviously like yourself, you created an impact in my life. I learned from people, from their experiences, and whatever the good they can teach me. And every single time I talk to a young individual who's struggling, whether these are studies, their environment at home, or trying to figure out who they are, I always tell them that as long as you are dedicated to whatever your passion is, like find out your gift.
Yes.
If it's with people, just taking care of them, just take care of them, right? You'll find your way. And one of the blessings of the United States is that whether you have education or not, if you are a hard worker, you will be successful.
Right.
And your story tells me that you found the passion of people, right? And then you end up staying in the club industry, and you've been with Bonita Bay for 26 years, so that explains something.
Yeah.
And the kind of opportunities came to you, not only the IT related stuff and then director of communication now, but now you're doing podcasts.
Now I'm doing podcasts.
Right.
Well, it's funny. Kind of in the beginning when I was taking care of and I was trying to figure myself out, because I was doing IT and communication. I remember having a conversation with God and just thinking, I said, you know what? I was looking at this beautiful sunset. It was so beautiful that one day. I was just sitting in my lanai, and I was like, you know what? I said, I want to be a creator like you. You create this beautiful sunset. I said, I want to be like that. I want to create something beautiful. And that's when my life kind of started changing. I became more involved, I became the designer, doing all the publications, working with IT. And that's what I want to, I just want to create something all the time.
Yeah.
It's
amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So God inspired you.
Yeah.
Firsthand.
Yeah. Well, he is part of us.
Oh, absolutely.
His energy is our energy.
Yeah.
So if I want to be a creator like him, he's going to make, then he says, okay, then that's what you're going to do,
Yeah.
So I really believe that strongly.
Yeah.
So, so I'm always creating whatever I can create.
Yeah.
I said, I'll never stop learning. I mean, I'm 65 years old now. People say, well, this is the time of your life, you should be retiring. I said, no.
Yeah.
Because I think I took care of my husband for so long, and now I feel like I'm getting back to who I really am.
Yes.
And I still have a lot to offer.
Sure.
And still a lot to create.
Yeah.
And when I stop creating is the day I die.
Yeah, absolutely. What will you do, like when you retire, right?
What would I do? Yeah, I can go travel. I have traveled. It's not that I haven't.
Yes.
And I still can travel.
Right.
But I can still also work.
Yes.
I find joy in work.
Yeah, absolutely. Something to look forward to.
Especially,
if you're passionate about something, like you're saying you want to create stuff. And I think
if I hated what I did, that'd be totally different. But I love what I do. I'm glad I got even though a part of me will always like IT, because I've still, because I like AI now, I want to learn about AI because now I'm just curious.
Right.
I want to take classes on it. How can I, because I feel it's useful if used responsibly.
Yeah, absolutely.
It can be.
Absolutely.
And I love the podcasting. I didn't say, let me try it. I could try it. If it didn't like it, if it was going to fail, it's going to fail. I'm okay with that.
How would you know if you don't try it?
That's right.
Yeah. So to young professionals, those who are watching us, listening to this podcast, what is your message to those young individuals, those who would like to create a difference in this life, and they're not gifted? Like a lot of people look at you like, she's so talented, that's why she ended up becoming who she is. They don't know the story, the struggles, right? So what is your message to them?
Is find your passion. Find your passion, It's funny, I was just listening to an audiobook, and it was like, we say passion, and what is passion? Passion is energy. Find your energy. Find whatever makes you motivated to want to do it. And whether it be, if you're passionate about being a server, then you're passionate about that if you love it. If you're passionate about, what do they say? Sometimes it's it sounds strange, but if you're throwing away being a garbage picker upper or whatever you
Yeah,
call them, if you're passionate about that,
Yeah.
but whatever you do, find the love
Yeah,
of it, and that makes you want to get up in the morning.
Sure.
Education is important. I find that, but it doesn't have to be an elite college. It can be, a trade school.
Sure.
Whether it be, graphic design or just there's so much opportunity, especially in the United States.
Yes.
People say, well, AI is going to take over jobs. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, in little things, but AI will always need a person.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, AI will definitely will change the whole dynamics of this world, just like the way in 1700s this was agriculture, right? And then later on, the agriculture is one of the things people do, but then industrialization, and then the whole school system came into being, right? Because they need worker, and then now we are in this era of AI. I think things will be done differently, but opportunities will definitely grow.
Yeah, things are. Yeah, definitely opportunities. There are going to be new doors that open up. Just like when technology came. Oh, this is going to just. And I remember in the 60s, when there were marches, this is the world, the youth is going to destroy, we're going to come to an end. And, it's just, it's different ways of communicating. When the phones, whoever thought, I mean, I used to go to Disney when I was younger. And, we would see people talking with these cell phones and we'd say, oh, look at that. Wow, that's so cool, I can't believe that's ever going to happen. And here we are.
I mean, I grew up reading stories or watching movies of a crystal ball where, somebody can look into the crystal ball and can see what's happening in the other part of the world. And now look at these WhatsApp and Skype and video calling. This is nothing different than a crystal ball, right? That I can talk to anybody on the other side and can stay connected. So you're right.
And one thing I do want to say to the youth out there is don't let fear ever stop you from doing anything. You got to take risks. You got to be fearless. You got to be fearless. You got to know. If I was, there was a lot of times I was scared. When I was going to take over communications, he goes, Becky, you're taking a risk. And I looked at him, I said, yeah, I know.
Big risk, big profit.
Risk, yeah. I could have failed. I could have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. But I didn't.
Yes.
If anything, I was determined not to.
Yes, you were prepared. Yeah,
so,
you worked harder for it.
Yeah, you got to work.
Yes.
You got to work hard. So if you really, whatever your passion is out there, be fearless. Don't let fear stop you, and just go for it.
Yeah.
And take the risk.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So thank you very much, Becky, for coming and talking to me today. And I'm sure if we ever get a chance again to talk to you, I would definitely go deeper into some other areas of your life, and I did not know. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
It's hard to meet, obviously, because you don't travel that much, but I do travel a lot.
Yeah.
And then if I'm in the area, I'll definitely stop by and say hello to everybody. I genuinely feel like Bonita Bay and all the other clubs in that Tamiami Trail is like my second home.
Yeah.
The kind of love and respect and the relationship we built over the years is just amazing. So thank you very much for being there, teaching us whatever you did.
Well, thank you, Shahzad. I've impressed that you have grown from I've seen so many of the young gentlemen who were started off just as a support system.
Yeah.
And now here you are, Vice President. I mean, proud of you.
Oh, thank you very much.
And you should be very proud.
Yeah, thank you.
And you got two beautiful boys. Your wife is beautiful.
Thank you very much.
And so you've grown into a wonderful man, and I'm sure your mom is very, very proud of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Becky. Like I said always, nobody is a self-made person.
No.
You are supported by lot of many individuals. Some play small roles in your life, and some play a huge role. So I'm just a product of people around me, like yourself. All
All
right.
right, Shazad.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.